If they tell you, I have died and I was dear to you, perhaps suddenly something will grow dull within you. A fog on your lashes, an ashen mark on your lip. Have you ever thought about what it means to live? Like snow in a warm palm, your childhood melts within you. Worries? Are there worries? Sorrow? Is there sorrow? On the ladders of imagination, climb bravely into youth. There she waits for you, that beautiful yet cunning rainbow. And live. Live fully. Don't nibble the days like a mouse. Chew the air widely. Outrun the wind and the birds. For every eternity is brief. Suddenly, smiling in some mirror, they receive a worn face. Suddenly, at some corner, a teardrop lurks. Troubles arrive on your fingertips. The years grow greyer. Suddenly the world as you walk becomes narrower for you, and the smile grows quieter and somehow twisted. So live, but fully. And I lived that way too. In half a century alone, I've traveled through centuries, I admit, somewhat crazy, sometimes upside down. But I never stood still. I eternally walked. Before me from my aorta, a gilded thread of existence, and stitch the ruptured places from which tremors of wonder arise. And never imagine life as a frightened farewell, but as a constant welcome and a constant start of awakening. And then once seriously think about what it means to die and where man disappears. What does it eternally demand from him? Don't go to cemeteries, you won't understand anything. Cemeteries are the darkest fare and a sad theatre. Playing with anxiety and your formlessness, don't you sometimes feel the need to sneak a little into new layers of understanding, into neighbouring futures? I will explain it to you someday, if you find me there. You know what I will do to you. I will ruin your toy called pain if you dare. I do not lie to you. I invent what must exist, you just haven't discovered it yet because you haven't sought it. Remember, reality is more real if you add the unreal to it. You will recognize me by silence. Eternity does not converse. To outsmart wisdom, cultivate the skill of listening. Great answers open themselves. After countless births and some petty deaths, when you finally understand that all you have breathed does not mean a single life, really come to me so that I touch you with light and turn you into a thought. And the farthest future has its own future, which hears within it the voice of its futures. And there are no empty worlds. What we are unaware of is not non-existence, but existence without us. If they tell you I have died, here's what that will be. Thousands of colourful fish will flutter through my eye, and the earth will hide me, and the weeds will hide me, and meanwhile I will fly somewhere high. Remember, there are no borders, only temporary borders. I will sail above you at dawn, down the slippery wind like silk. I will sweep your horizons, the outlines of an era in swaddling, and scenes of the future with the beauty of invisible wings. And like a soundless pendulum swung in infinity, I will hang on myself like on a golden belt. Space is the speed of the mind that unwinds itself. I will hover in place, yet arrive and disappear in time. I will rest from the trivial like galactic flocks which are fused by the pulse that lasts in their bosom. I will rest from the trivial like vast forests, which are tangled by their branches in dense embraces. I will rest from the trivial like enormous birds, which are intertwined by their wings and have entwined the whole sky. I will rest from the trivial like great loves, which have fused by their lips even before they met. Do you think my hand, my knee, or head can become clay, a birch root and grass? That some tiny secret or some trembling fear can become tomorrow's silence, darkness and dust? You know, I am really from the stars. I am entirely made of light. Nothing in me will be extinguished or shortened. I will only, usually so, one random dawn return to some distant sun with golden eyes. Punished for everything I think, let alone what I do, I am suspected of tenderness and proclaimed guilty for not extinguishing love with hatred, but with new, greater love, and for not extinguishing life with deaths, but for living differently. The last edges of infinity are just the beginning of an even more. Who lasts beyond the more lasting does not know short knowledge. Never torment yourself with the question how to survive, but how not to die after all deaths. If they tell you, I have died, don't worry. In every century, someone accidentally confuses me with the tired and the old. Nowhere so many people as in a single person. Nowhere so many differences as in the same things. If you sift through the spaces, you will dig me out of the wind. I'm in the water, in the stones, in every sunset and dawn. Being humanly multiple does not mean being dehumanized. I am divisible with everything but not destructible. And all those marvelous states and renewals of me are nothing more than a vortex uniform, persistent, long. Do you know what prophecies are? Molds of past occurrences and the breathlessness of the same that circles itself in a loop. So why should we say goodbye? What should we regret? If they tell you, I have died, I cannot do that. Love is the only air I have breathed in, and the smile is the only language I understand in this world. I have stopped by this earth to wink at you a little, so that something remains of me like a fluttering trace. Don't be sad. I care so much to remain within you, silly, strangely dear. At night, when you look at the sky, you wink at me too. Let that be a secret. Despite the grey days, when you see a comet that reddens the horizon, remember, I am still crazy, flying and living. And in every breath you take, I am there, whispering softly. So let us not say goodbye, but rather until we meet again. For in every ending, there is a new beginning. Farewell for now.